And we're back with another UFC predictions video. Last week we did absolutely terribly in terms of bets. The only win we have was Zhang Weili to land more significant strikes. Really sorry about that. But this video, I'm really crunched for time, so I'm going to try to run through these as quickly as possible. So sorry for the rush, guys. We got Cavalcanti set to face off against Julia Avila. Now, I believe Cavalcanti is going to get the job done here. She has been winning in the UFC. Avila has not. She's been losing to fighters like Miesha Tate, who's not UFC level as of right now, especially in the 135-pound division. I think Cavalcanti is going to get her first decisive win. She's been winning split decisions, and she should be able to dominate this fight. Next up, we're going to Walter Walker set to face off against Dontel Mays. Now, neither of these guys are impressive. However, the bet I'm going to be placing is going to be this fight to go the distance. Walter Walker is going to be in desperate hunt for a takedown. He may be able to get it, but it's going to be very difficult for him to submit a guy like Dontel Mays, who should be used to fighting off his back because, as everyone knows, he is one of John Jones's training partners, and John Jones likes to bully his training partners. I do see Walter Walker winning this one, but if he tires himself out, Dontel Mays can pick it up late, and it'll be a coin flip in terms of who's going to win there. But the pick is going to be Walter Walker to win, but the bet is fight to go the distance. Now on to the bantamweights. We have Vince Morales set to face off against Elijah Smith. Elijah Smith, son of Gordon Smith, he looked really good in his Contender Series fight, and Vince Morales, in and out of the UFC, he's not at the same level. He's being set up to lose against a guy like Elijah Smith. Pick and bet Elijah Smith to get the job done here. Let's move on to the next one. We got Gabriel Bonfim set to face off against Chaos Williams. Now, Chaos Williams is very powerful and very hard to finish. But Gabriel Bonfim is a submission specialist for the most part with really good striking. I do see Gabriel Bonfim managing to dominate the majority of the fight, staying safe from Chaos Williams' power. It's not one you should be betting because Chaos can catch him, but I do see Gabriel Bonfim getting the victory here. Next up, we're going to Rafael Estevam set to face off against Jesus Aguilera. I do believe Estevam is going to get the job done here. The undefeated fighter is going to remain undefeated. Aguilar, he is very accepting of being his back, I believe, and I think that Estevam can catch him in a submission. Next up, we're going to Angela Hill set to face off against Katlyn Souza. Now, this is too much for Katlyn Souza to be fighting at this point in her career. In my opinion, they're going to be boosting her a lot because she beat Yasmin Jauregui, who is kind of chinny. Angela Hill has been in this spot before where she has been given contenders that the UFC are looking to push, but Angela Hill managed to beat them by decision. I see this fight going no differently. Angela Hill is the way better striker. She is going to be able to avoid the power of Katlyn Souza, and she can even land takedowns because Katlyn Souza is not that good in terms of defending them. Do I think that she's going to get a submission finish? I don't, but there's enough value on the play for Angela Hill to win because the odds are kind of even. So the bet and the play is going to be Angela Hill to win this one. Next up, we're going to the featherweight division where we have Jose Delgado set to face off against Connor Matthews. And Jose has finished every single one of his fights, and this one is going to be no different. The bet and the play is going to be Jose to win inside the distance. Connor Matthews got finished by Dennis Bazooka, and that in itself is enough to bet on Jose to get the job done. Next up, we got Rodolfo Vieira set to face off against Andre Petroski, and Vieira is a really good submission threat. Petroski, he likes to take the fight down to the ground and control fighters there. I do see him getting takedowns, but I don't see him being able to control a guy like Rodolfo. Rodolfo, he's going to be able to get a submission off his back, and I do believe he's going to win by sub. Next up, we got Ismail Bonfim set to face off against Nazim Sadikov. And Sadikov, the record kind of fools you. Look at his Borshev fight. It was not impressive by any means. Ismail Bonfim, much better in terms of striking, in my opinion. I do believe he gets the job done here. I think Nazim is heavily underrated and he's going to get exposed in this one. Next up, we got Edmund Shabazian set to face off against Dylan Podka. I'm placing a bet on Dylan Podka to win, and here's why. Edmund Shabazian, he doesn't look good in terms of takedown defense at all. In striking, he is leaps and bounds ahead of Podka, but he doesn't have one punch knockout power to put a guy like Budka out. Budka is going to be pushing him up to the fence, holding him there, getting takedowns, and winning rounds, and that should be enough for him to win. I don't see Shabazian being able to sprawl and use his footwork to get out of dangerous positions where he could get taken down or pushed up against the fence, and that's where his downfall is. So, Dylan Bodka to win is the pick and the bet. Next up, we're going to the co-main event where we have Calvin Kattar set to face off against Youssef Zalal. I do believe Youssef Zalal gets the job done here by decision because Calvin Kattar is really hard to finish. The problem with Calvin Kattar is his takedown defense, which he got absolutely exposed against Aljamain Sterling. Youssef Zalal, he is bigger, and his back take is really, really good. He can definitely get a finish by sub in this one, but I just see him managing to control Calvin Kattar a lot in the ground, and I don't think Calvin is going to be able to put Youssef out, because if Topuria couldn't do it, can Calvin Kattar do it? I think not. So Youssef Zalal to win by decision is going to be the pick and the play. Next up, we got the main event. Jared Cannonier set to face off against Gregory Rodrigues. Now, these guys are power hitters, and you can expect a finish in this one. Jared Cannonier, he hasn't been looking good in his last couple fights, but that doesn't mean he's a terrible fighter by any means. Gregory Rodrigues, he gets hit way too often, but his iron chin is what makes him stick around long enough to land that power strike. The pick is going to be Gregory Rodrigues to win, but the play, and this is a strange one, is going to be Jared Cannonier to land more significant strikes. He is a lot higher output than Gregory Rodrigues. And Gregory, again, his hands are way too low in fighting, so he gets hit a lot. Jared Cannonier has no problem in staying away from the power shots and popping you in the mouth a couple times. Gregory may eventually catch him, and the more powerful shots may be coming from his side, but it's not going to be high output in my opinion, and I see Jared landing more significant strikes and losing by getting caught by one of Gregory's powerful shots. And these have been my picks and predictions for UFC Fight Night Rodrigues versus Cannonier. Be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you think about the picks and the plays down in the comment section below. Subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter, support the channel on the Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, game time.